something called fancy shrimp and rock quillwort, which thrive in the vernal pools. That's the trees that grow in these like depressions and stuff and the cracks in the ground. So they're like unique to this environment. So this rock is actually just a small part of a large underground rock called a batholith. Interesting. And it's only because of erosion we get to see part of it. Just little bitty pieces where we see we have this huge piece of rock. That's amazing, isn't it? Layers of rock as it contracts and expands. These pieces break off and come sliding down the slopes. So that's why it's called the exfoliation dome. I think it's interesting.
Exfoliation dome.
Yeah. Because it's got these like layers of rock, and as it heats and contracts and heats, it contracts, they crack and they fall off down the slopes. We'll see them all over the place. It's like an onion, you know, layers and layers and layers, and every time frost gets to it or off. That's why you see all this stuff coming. Look, see those big pieces up there? See those giant pieces?
Oh yeah.
They cracked and came sliding down the hill, and the rest, you know, more of them came further down. But that's what it's doing. It's shedding its outer layers, you know, over geologic time. Here's one perched up here. Didn't quite fall off the hill, did it? It's still sitting right there. Mm-hmm. One day, enough water and ice and frost and stuff will get to it that it'll come sliding all the way down.
Nice, interesting.
And if it breaks apart, it'll look like this stuff, you know? Yeah.
Okay.
Hard to get lost here, but we got this place all done up nice compared to the last time I was here. That ought to be interesting.
Mm-hmm. guessing it's a tree. Oof. Gosh. There's a lot of people here. Now the rock top is getting flat. Look back! Where is he? Goodness gracious. I need water.